My name is Sarah. I am 26 years old, and I never imagined one ordinary Saturday afternoon would change so much for me. What began as a routine walk through the streets of Boston turned into an event that shook my trust, tested my friendship, and forced me to question how well we ever truly know the people closest to us. This is the story of the day I thought I had uncovered betrayal, and how that assumption nearly cost me my best friend. It was late September, the kind of Boston day where the sun hangs golden over the brick buildings and the air feels light with just the faintest bite of fall creeping in. Olivia, my best friend since college, was at work in her office downtown. She worked hard, too hard, I often thought, and because of her long hours, I didn't see her as much as I wanted. We texted daily, though, and I knew she was devoted to her boyfriend, Daniel. Daniel, as Olivia told me many times, was a young doctor at the city hospital. He worked nights, long shifts that left him exhausted. She often told me that their dates had grown fewer, their conversations shorter, and that sometimes she felt lonely even while dating him. But she also defended him, reminding me how stressful and demanding the medical world could be. I accepted this explanation, even admired her patience. Being a doctor required sacrifice, after all. That Saturday, I wasn't thinking about Daniel or Olivia. I was thinking only of running a few errands and maybe picking up some coffee before heading home. I walked near the bus station, absent-mindedly scrolling through my phone. That's when I saw him. Daniel. He wasn't wearing scrubs or anything that tied him to the hospital. He looked casual, comfortable, even. And he wasn't alone. Standing beside him was a young woman I didn't recognize. She had long brown hair and a bright smile. They were close, closer than I thought two casual acquaintances would be. I slowed my steps, my breath catching without warning. She touched my hand gently. I forgive you. But next time, trust me enough to talk before you act. Relief and sorrow mingled in me. Our friendship was still alive, but weaker, scarred. Trust would take time to heal. Over the following weeks, things shifted. Daniel began including Olivia more, even inviting her to the hospital cafeteria just for a few minutes of connection. He shared small stories from work, and Olivia's face softened as she told me. Emily became part of our little circle, bright and friendly. She bore me no grudge. I understand why you thought what you did, she laughed once. It did look suspicious. But now it's just a funny story. Her kindness helped, but the shame lingered. Still, slowly, I realized something, even my mistake had prompted conversations that needed to happen. Daniel had learned not to keep even harmless secrets. Olivia had voiced her fears more openly. And I had learned a lesson I would never forget. Sometimes what we see is not the truth. A single moment can lie. A smile, a gift, a touch, it can tell the wrong story. I had judged too quickly, acted too fast, and nearly destroyed something precious. But forgiveness had been given. Trust could grow again, carefully, slowly. And I had grown too. If I ever find myself in such a moment again, I will ask, not assume. Speak, not just act. Because friendship and love are built on trust, and trust requires patience. That Saturday afternoon near the bus station changed me. I look back now, not only with shame, but with gratitude. I see how close I came to breaking trust, and how close I came to losing a friend. But I also see how truth, patience, and forgiveness can heal. And so I carry this with me, always. If you ever see something that looks wrong, don't rush. Don't judge too quickly. Ask. Speak. Wait for the whole story. Because sometimes the truth is not what it seems, and sometimes even mistakes can lead to stronger bonds. I could have kept walking. I should have, maybe. But something in me froze, rooted to the pavement. I watched as Daniel reached into his pocket and pulled out a small box. He handed it to her. She opened it, grinning as if he'd just given her the world. My chest tightened. What kind of man, supposedly too tired to take my best friend out to dinner, had time to meet another woman by the coffee shop and give her secret gifts? My stomach twisted. My heart pounded. I didn't want to believe what I was seeing, yet there it was, smiles, closeness, a gift. Something intimate. Something Olivia didn't know about. I told myself I could be mistaken, that maybe this woman was a colleague or an old friend. But then he touched her arm lightly as they spoke, and the way she looked at him, it was too much. I had never done anything like what I did next. Hands shaking, I pulled out my phone. I raised it slowly, almost afraid of my own decision, and I snapped a photo. Proof. Evidence. Something concrete. If I told Olivia without it, she might think I was jealous or paranoid. With the picture, she could see it with her own eyes. When Daniel and the woman walked away together, I stayed rooted to the spot. The city bustled around me, buses hissed to stops, people hurried past, but I was lost in my own head. My phone screen glowed with the photo. Daniel. Another girl. A gift. I walked home on autopilot, my body heavy with dread. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw their faces, their closeness, his hand brushing her arm. Olivia's laugh echoed in my memory, her constant defense of him, he's just tired. He's working so much. And here he was, not looking tired at all. Should I tell her? If I stayed quiet, she might go on loving him, trusting him blindly. If I told her and I was wrong, I could destroy her happiness, maybe even our friendship. I turned over again and again in bed, torn between loyalty and fear. The next morning, Olivia messaged me, "Are you free? For lunch?" My heart jolted. Fate was giving me the moment, though I wasn't sure I wanted it. I typed back, yes, my fingers trembling. At her apartment, she opened the door with her usual warmth. Her smile was radiant. She had no idea that a storm was coming. She made me juice, sat me at the table, and talked about her office work with cheerful ease. She even laughed as she said, "Daniel is so tired these days. He hardly has time to rest." That was the moment my chest nearly split with guilt. The photo burned in my pocket, a secret I couldn't keep anymore. When she noticed my silence, she frowned gently. "Are you okay?" I swallowed hard. "Olivia, I saw Daniel yesterday." Her eyebrows rose. "Where?" I turned my phone so she could see. The photo glowed on the screen, Daniel with the girl, the gift between them. Her smile fell. She stared, her lips pressed tight. "Who is this?" she whispered. "I don't know," I said. But they looked close. She held the phone for a long, heavy silence. I hated myself in that moment. "I'm sorry," I said softly. "I didn't want to hurt you. But I had to tell you." Her eyes lifted, no longer warm but sharp, confused. "Why did you take a photo?" "So you wouldn't just have my word. So you could see it yourself." The air turned thick between us. I wondered if I had made everything worse. Finally, she whispered, "I need to ask him." She typed quickly on her phone. I asked if she wanted me to leave, but she shook her head. "Stay. I want him to explain this to both of us." My pulse raced. Did I want to face him? What if he lied? What if he twisted it? What if Olivia turned on me? But it was too late now. The truth was coming. 10 minutes later, the doorbell rang. Olivia opened the door. Daniel stood there, and behind him, the very same young woman. I froze. The room thickened with tension as they entered. Olivia crossed her arms, waiting. I sat stiffly, unable to meet his eyes. "What's wrong?" Daniel asked, his voice steady, even. Casual. Olivia wordlessly lifted my phone and showed him the photo. He looked at it, and laughed. He actually laughed. My cheeks flamed. Was he mocking me? Did he think this was funny? He gestured to the girl. "Is this what this is about?" "Who is she?" Olivia asked firmly. The young woman stepped forward, her voice kind. "Oh, you must be Olivia's friend. I've heard about you." My mind spun. Heard about me? Daniel placed a hand on her shoulder. This is my cousin, Emily. She just came in from New York. I wanted to surprise you, Olivia. That's why I didn't say anything. I blinked, my thoughts stumbling over themselves. Cousin? Surprise? Emily smiled and nodded. Yes, I'm his cousin. My mother is his aunt. I'm here to study for a few months. He was welcoming me. Daniel explained the box. It was from my mom. She asked me to bring it for Emily. It's a necklace. Emily lifted a silver chain from her neck, simple and delicate. See? From Aunt Mary. My body sagged with shame. I wanted to disappear into the floor. I had made an entire tragedy out of a family reunion. My voice cracked. I'm sorry. I really thought something was wrong. Daniel's tone softened. I understand. But next time, ask. Don't take photos like this. Olivia sat silently, thinking. Emily chatted easily, trying to lighten the mood. But my mind was a storm of regret. I had tried to protect my friend, and instead, I had humiliated myself and shaken her trust. The days that followed were strained. Olivia's messages grew shorter, our conversations fewer. I told myself she was busy, but deep down I knew it was me. I had broken something between us. 3 days later, she asked to meet. At a cafe, she looked tired. Sarah, she said, I know you wanted to help me. But you hurt me too. For a moment, I thought Daniel was lying to me. My whole world felt like it was breaking. Her words stabbed deep, but they were true. Tears filled my eyes. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I should have spoken first.